I kind of ruined my book a little bit with the watercolor experiments. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today is the day for the completed pages. I don't know if you can see, but I got a new camera, or better said, a new cell phone that I'm recording with, but I haven't really figured out what is the best way to actually record it, because I kind of have to record now on a very weird angle, so I have to figure that out, but I hope it's gonna work for that video. Anyhow, so yeah, let's get started. This month I experimented with a lot of different mediums. I tried to use more watercolor. I also tried some oil pastels, and yeah, so let's dive in. I hope I will be able to show you all the pages correctly, because like I said, I don't really see what I'm doing right now. Okay, so let's get started with small victories. In small victories, I colored this narwhal page this month. I really don't know how to zoom because it's weird. It actually, the cell phone has a really good camera, but I think it's only on the other side of the camera, and I haven't really figured out because I'm filming that with the front camera. So I don't know how to zoom that, but I hope it's gonna be visible for you guys anyhow. At least I hope my quality, my video quality is better now than in my previous videos. Anyhow, this was colored with the children's pastel colored pencils that I own. I actually wish I had better quality pastel colored pencils, because I really like that color scheme, and I really would like to color more in these pastel tones, but these children's pencils are really hard to work with, so I just tried them on this smaller page. But I really like the colors, and yeah, I think it's actually very cute. A little bit too light to see. That's better to see now. Okay, so that's it for small victories. Then the next book we have is the April's book, Moments Holy for Yourself. I also colored this book month, this bookmark this month. Sorry guys. It's from this artist, and I really like her style, but I think her books are sold out. But I hope she's gonna come out with another book, because I would really like to get a book of hers. Anyhow, the page that I colored this month is this one. I have to say I really struggled with the background. I first tried to use new colors too, but that looked so awful, and I went over the background a million times, and in the end I just went over it with acrylic paint, but that also didn't work really well. It was very old acrylic paints and very cheap ones. The background just looks a mess, I feel. With the other coloring, I'm quite okay with, except I think the tones don't really match. I really like her muted color palette, but I feel like I don't really have the pencils or the skills to recreate it, so I really have to work on that. Yeah, that's everything I colored in the April's book this month. And then the next one is in Wildflower Folk. I actually colored quite a lot of portraits this month. What I colored in here is not seasonal. I chose this little image because I wanted to choose something that is a little smaller and maybe a little bit easier, because I never colored in grayscale before. And it was very difficult for me, to be quite honest. Anyhow, it was very difficult for me to color the grayscale, because I usually don't put a lot of layers on the skin tone, but here I had to do it in order to cover up the grayscale. So yeah, I never had a grayscale book before. So yeah, I think that's actually also more difficult for me personally to color in a grayscale book, at least with the skin color. And the rest is done with the polychromos and the watercolor version of the polychromos pencils. The background is done with soft pastels, and I don't know. I feel it looks awful. Like I said, I really don't like most of the backgrounds that I'm actually doing. That is something I really should work on because I'm never happy with most of the backgrounds that I complete. I think the only background that I really liked was the one with the angel cat in the December completed videos. But other than that, I don't know. I'm mostly not happy with my backgrounds. Okay, that's it for the wildflower frog. And then the next one is in the fairy tale folklore book. In this book, I also struggled a lot, to be honest, because I feel the paper for me is very difficult, especially with pencil. And I colored this one. Oh, this book is really hard to keep open. Okay, I have to do it like that because otherwise the book just won't stay open. Yeah, here I tried a lot of different mediums as well. I put acrylic marker in the background, but I think because of the smoothness of the paper, the acrylic marker struggled a lot. And then I also used the Staedtler pigment brush markers, but again, I felt like they were quite patchy on this paper. And then I also tried the watercolor pencils that I got and normal polychromos pencils, but nothing really stuck to the paper so well, I had the feeling. But the golden watercolor, I think that that is what sticks well on the paper. So I think this is probably a book where it's best to use watercolors or maybe neocolors too. I think on the next image that I'm gonna color here, I want to try neocolor 2, watercolor, and maybe the Derwent drawing pencils because I feel they work well in every coloring book that I have actually. So yeah, but anyhow, I really like the color palette that I chose for this image because I needed something fresher, something brighter, something more happy, I guess, because here the weather's just been so horrible. And yeah, I wanted something, I don't know, not so wintry. So that's why I chose this one. Okay, that's everything for fairy tales and folklore. The next one is in Luna. Here again, I also experimented a little bit with watercolor, and I colored this one, this kind of seascape. I chose this because I remembered that my grandmother's boyfriend actually had these saltwater fish in an aquarium at his house, and they kind of really reminded me of my childhood. So this is why I colored this image. Again, the background is watercolor. The paper unfortunately crinkled a lot. Luckily, this is a black page, so it bled through a little bit here, but it's okay. It's not as bad as in the fragile world. Anyhow, for these kind of underwater corals or plants, I use Neocolor 2s. And yeah, I think that's mostly it. Watercolor, Neocolor 2s. And here I went over the fish, I went over a little bit with colored pencils to make them pop a little bit. But yeah, I like the color scheme of this page, but yeah, the watercolor skills, I really need to work on them. That's everything for Luna. Next we have Miss Amorphia. I really wanted to color in Kirby Rosan's book this month because I really want to get his new book, but I barely haven't colored in any of his books, unfortunately. I really, really love his artwork, but I have a little bit of a problem that I often feel his uncolored version looks better than my colored version, and I don't have that with any other artist. So I think that's also the reason why I don't color too much in his books, unfortunately. Anyhow, in here, I colored this Yeti page. For these little mountains, I also used the Staedtler pigment brushes that I received for Christmas. And here in the background, I've tried for the first time using the oil pastels that were in my advent calendar. They look very messy, I have to agree. But I think it works well for this page because it kind of emphasizes the kind of snowstorm effect that I wanted to create. On top of it, I sprinkled a little bit of acrylic paint. I wasn't really sure if that would stick with the oil pastels, but I think it's fine. Yeah. Then I also outlined a little bit of the Yeti to make it look wider. Yeah, and that's actually about it for this page. Okay, and my last one is in Fragile World. Here I colored this snow leopard. Or no, I think it's not a snow leopard. I'm sorry, I think this is called a Siberian leopard. So it has snow because he lives in Siberia. But the snow leopard, I think, is in the front, that one that lives in Mongolia. Anyhow, here I wanted to do it actually more with watercolor, but like you saw in the beginning, the base layer already bled through immensely on the other page, and then I was kind of worried that I would ruin the other page completely if I would continue with watercolor. And so I decided to abandon that idea and just go over it with colored pencils. But I feel, unfortunately, I don't know, maybe it looks a little bit too unrealistically yellowish because of the underpainting of the watercolor. But yeah, I worked really a long time on this one. So I'm a little bit disappointed that, I don't know, it kind of doesn't look too realistic to me in a way. And I feel like with his animals, it's also a little bit difficult because I actually like to put in my own fur structure, but he already did that with his hatching. And I don't know, I didn't know how to follow that or to actually add like a fur layer, so I just left it out completely. So yeah, and then in the background I used acrylic paint, and then I also put in a little bit of like snowflakes. So I really like these kind of colors together actually. This kind of bluish gray and the yellowish orange. I think that is a nice color combination. So yeah, that is everything that I colored for this month. Please let me know which was your favorite page this month. What do you think about the new video quality? Can you even see a difference? I would really appreciate if you would let me know in the comment section. Yeah, so if you like this video, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. Until the next time, bye bye.